Hi, Dr. Joel Kreisberg bringing you another episode of 12 Practices of Optimal Healing. Today's practice is spending time outdoors. I'm going to present some of the research that shows how healing it is to spend time in nature and how nature can be healing for us. And then offer you how we can begin to do this practice ourselves and how healing is something that we can learn and invest in and know how to do so that when we're not quite right, we have techniques for righting ourselves and bringing ourselves back into balance. A fascinating study in the hospital was looking at patients with views or with windows with views and with patients who don't have views in their window. And it turns out that if you have a hospital window in your room with a tree in it or nature, a view of nature in it, you will have up to a day shorter hospital stay. So you talk about healing. That's pretty impressive. As well, in a separate study, they found that patients with nature, views of nature or windows with views of nature will use less pain medication, either less strong or less frequent, less need for pain medication. This also showed up with sounds of nature. So in a separate study, if I play you sounds of the beach with water or rainforest, that too will often facilitate less pain medication. In a different type of study where they looked at how folks live in close quarters, they found that having gardens and trees and more open spaces in housing projects led to less aggressive behavior, less violence. And they particularly found that in terms of how families get along. So when there is more open space, not necessarily more living space, but more nature built into housing complexes, families are less violent toward one another, which I think is really pretty amazing. And that same finding showed up in long-term care facilities when with seniors or the more nature and more vegetation in general, the less violent behavior amongst folks with Alzheimer's disease. As over time, spending time outdoors leads to a greater sense of concentration or a greater sense of connection with the self, feeling more at ease with one's ability and feeling more at ease with the limitations that we naturally have, with a greater sense of inward peace and tranquility. So that peace and tranquility shows up with seniors who they did research with and found that 4 sessions a week of spending time outdoors led to less depression. In fact, that when we spend time outside, we are going from what you think of as voluntary attention, which is using our cell phones, if we could not use our cell phones when we're outside, being on computers, being focused, that's voluntary attention, into what you think of as restorative attention, or that's time where we're restoring. So during lunch hours or doing breaks, being able to take a break and really finding just a little bit of space to get some sunlight, to walk around is quite restorative. So I encourage you to do that. So overall, I've only given you a couple of studies, but the general notion is many studies have shown you that nature is stress reducing. I mean, maybe we don't need a study to show that, but what I like to do is offer you a challenge, which is 30 minutes a day of time outdoors. If you live near a park, that's great. If you don't, that's okay too. But can you be outdoors, not on your cell phone, not listening and not texting, just be in nature for 30 minutes a day, walking, sitting, doing whatever it is, and can you do that for 30 days? So the challenge is 30 minutes for 30 days of spending time outdoors. So I hope you join me with the 30 by 30 nature challenge and learn how we all have this amazing ability to heal if we just take the time to enjoy. Thanks.